Alright, so this is going to be a bit more of an in-depth video about how to use the Minecraft servers on Oracle Cloud. Um, so this time I'm not going to put a big mod pack from CurseForge onto it, I'm just going to make a more simple Fabric server and then go a bit more into detail about how you can configure it yourself. So once again you're going to need these three softwares, FileZilla, Putty and PuttyGen. And then once you've downloaded those, you can come over to Oracle Cloud, go to Instances, and click Create Instance. I'm going to call mine Minecraft Server 2. Go ahead and change shape, and we'll say ARM-based processor. Now, I actually already have a server up, so I'm going to go for 2 and 12. Because the maximum that you can have without paying is 4 CPUs and 24 gigabytes. So I've already got one up, so I'm going to go for 2 and 12 instead of 4 and 24. I'd recommend going for 4 and 24 if you're only going to have one. And then we can click create a new virtual cloud network, save our private key, and then click create. And there was a couple of comments on my last video saying how when you click create it doesn't actually make the instance, and that might be because there's a lot of people trying to create instances all the time on this website. So a way to get around it is by upgrading your account to pay as you go, and that puts you at the front of the queue for creating instances, and it means you kind of have priority and you'll always be able to create one. The only downside to that is you have to pay money and then you get refunded that money back and you kind of have to wait a little bit. It's not a lot of money, and you do get it refunded, but it's just a kind of verifying, like a security thing. Anyway, once that's done you can click on subnet. And then default security list, and in here there's a couple of ingress rules that we want to add. So the first one is 0.0.0.0/0 with an IP protocol of TCP. And then we want to add another one, 0.0.0.0/0 with an IP protocol of UDP. And then once they're both added, we can go back to our instance that we just created. Alright, now we can go ahead and open up PuttyGen. Press load. And you're going to have to click all files so you can see the key that we just downloaded from Oracle. And then press save private key. And I actually have a folder for my keys. I'll call it new key 2. Cool, so once that's done we can close PuttyGen and open up Putty. And the host name is just the IP address that got made for us, port 22, and then we can go to SSH auth credentials and browse for that PuttyGen key that we just made. Log in as OPC, and there's a couple of commands that I'm going to run, and I'm going to paste these commands into the description as well, so you can just copy and paste them like I am. Just open up these firewalls, and once that's done we can make a folder. I'm going to call it so I'm just going to call it Minecraft server. And then we can go into here. So mkdir make directory Minecraft server, and then change directory Minecraft server. And now we're in our folder that we just made. And then we can install Java. And then we can install tmux as well. Alright, cool. The next thing we need to do is go over to this website here, fabricmc.net/use/server. I'm going to go for the latest version of Minecraft, which is 1.21.4, and then download that jar file. And then we can go and open up FileZilla. And to connect to our server, we just go File, Site Manager, New Site, Protocol SFTP. The host is our IP address, port 22, user OPC, and logon type key file, and then we just get the key that we made through puttygen. Then we can click connect, and now we're in here. We can see the Minecraft server folder that we made, and this is where we want to put in the Fabric server launcher that we just downloaded. Then we can go back to this website and copy the launch command, and before I run the launch command, I just want to change here. We can change the amount of RAM that we allocate to the server. So I said 12, that's how much I've got, so I'll just put 12 here. And what it's saying now is you need to agree to the EULA in order to run the server. So nano eula.txt. Oh, there we go. And change this to true. And then hit Control X, Y, and Enter, and that saves and exits. And then we can run our command again. Right, so now it's done, and it's made a new world and everything. So if I were to load into Minecraft, I would be able to join the server. However, there's a few more things I want to show you. So actually, I think I need to restart FileZilla. Let's reconnect. And what we can see now in the Minecraft server folder is that we have all of these things. So we have our mods folder, and we have a server properties file. So I'm actually going to stop the server just while I show you these things. Say for example, we wanted to put on some mods. So I use Modrinth. It's a really good mod website. Obviously we have a Fabric server, so our loader is Fabric. And then if you're looking for mods to put into FileZilla, then you want to have server-side mods. If you can't put client-side mods into the mods folder because they won't work. And it's version 1.21.4. And these are also, there's some really good ones here. These are all optimization for the server, which I would definitely recommend. Some of the ones that I use on my server are, here I've got a little list of them. So these are the server-side mods that I use. I've got a Graves mod, which is really good, a voice chat mod, vein miner mod, and then I've got some structure generation mods as well. So let's say for example, I wanted leaves be gone. This is a nice mod. I'll just download for 1.21.4 Fabric, and I can get the jar file, and I literally just drag it into my mods folder. And then the next time that I restart the server, that will be a working mod. And then I'll just put another one on just to show you. Vein miner, it's a good one. Cool. And then this is our world folder. Some people were asking me in the comments how you can change the world to be something different, like a different world on your server, rather than the one that it just generates. And the way you do that is you literally just get a similar world folder and you paste it here. And then what you would go and do is you go into your server properties, so nano server.properties. And where it says level name, see here it says level name equals world. If I had a different one that maybe I downloaded, I just paste it into here and then I change the level name to whatever that name is. Another thing is if you have single player worlds and you want to put them on a server, you can go into your saves folder. So the saves folder here is where your single player worlds save. And you can literally just copy and paste it into here, and then you change the level name again on server.properties. This is also a really good folder for like just changing general things about the server. So here we can say we've got like all these different. I can change the difficulty, allow command blocks, the game mode, the default game mode, a seed. Say I wanted a custom seed, I would just put that in here, and then I would have to delete the world folder. So if I put in a seed here, I would delete that world folder and then restart the server, and it would create a new world, but it would use this seed that I put in. I can change the amount of maximum players. I can also add a whitelist, so if I just wanted certain people on my server, I can have a whitelist and add people to it. And then there's also a couple of files in here for banned players if you wanted to add IPs and IP ban people from the server, or add names and ban certain accounts. And then you have your whitelist file as well to add people to the whitelist. And then another thing I wanted to show you was the client-side mods. So obviously this is how you do the server-side mods. If you wanted to have, because you can have all different clients connecting to it, of course. But I would recommend that you use the Fabric client on a Fabric server, because that just makes sense. So if you just search Fabric client, and then you would download this. I already have it downloaded. But what it's like is you run this downloader, and then it will come up if this loads. You get this Fabric loader, and then in your mods folder you can put in all the client-side mods. So these are all the ones that I use, for example.